Good morning and welcome to Let's Do Yoga with Joanne. I'm so glad you could join me this morning. Before I forget, you will need a spaghetti sauce can or an actual weight would be good. And if you don't have that, that's fine. You can still do the exercise without the weight. The weight just adds a strength building dimension to it. So this morning it's basically loosen up. We're going to do flexibility as opposed to endurance or strength. So hoping to tackle quite a few different joints and body movements just to help you get flexible in your day and in your week. So I'm just going to set this aside so I don't step on it and turn it into a roller skating moment. I don't need that. And you can go ahead and get your soup can and join me in a few seconds. So we'll begin with a neck roll. I'm going to just begin by laying my right ear on my left shoulder. And I'm not reaching out with my arms or anything. I'm just gently doing this to begin to stretch out some of those neck muscles, and then lowering down to go through to the other side. We really don't need much of that forward flexion because with, our computers and iPads and telephones and dishes and scraping potatoes, we already get that forward flexion. So let's just bring that back over the left ear again. And now we'll add an arm reach on the other side. So I have my right ear over my right shoulder, but because it looks like left to you, you might have your left ear over your left shoulder, and it really doesn't matter which. And again, just roll on through to the other side. And you can feel there's a bit more of a stretch when you add that extra arm reach. And roll through to the right side. I'm really trying to do a fair bit of neck work here. If you ever find you're getting a bit of a headache midday or mid-afternoon, one of two things could be happening. One, you might have been on your electronics for a while, and so go ahead and just look straight forward. And so then you get that bit of a headache developing in the lower part of your skull, and then we'll just turn right, looking straight right. Or the other thing is you may not have had enough liquid in your day. And turning forward, and then looking over the other shoulder, whichever one you've chosen, doesn't matter. I find as I grow older, I have a harder time getting enough liquid in my day. And coffee doesn't count. Herbal tea counts. If you like herbal tea, build yourself a pot full of herbal tea in the morning and then drink that periodically through the day. And I've switched to the other shoulder now. Looking forward, and then final one. And looking forward. So we'll do some shoulder rolls, and I'm only going to roll to the back. We already have that forward bend to us, so I'm just rolling to the back, and I'm just, that feels good. I'm going to do that like 10 times. So that was 3, I'm on 4, rolling 5, and then just trying to look straight forward and not down. So I'm hoping you've got the TV or computer kind of eye level and in front of you so that you don't have to look down to follow. Good. And then we'll just do straight shoulder shrugs, and that's where you lift those shoulders up to the ears, which we don't need to stay at because we already do this too much. Bringing the elbows back and down to lower those shoulders down into position. Bring them up to the ears. Use your elbows to bring your shoulder blades back and down as you lower your shoulders down. Pay attention to how that feels. And then your homework is to set that up several times in your day. So You're standing in line at the grocery store, set your shoulder blades. Maybe you're heading out for a walk, you're taking your doggy for a walk, set your shoulder blades. Whenever possible, whenever you think of it, try and get those shoulder blades set. Save you from those low-grade headaches. Keeping those shoulder blades set where they are, bring the arms out to the side, and we're just going to do some small back circles, not going forward at all. And I've just got a small circle going. I'm going to do about 5 of those. I think that's probably around 3 or 4. So I'll do a couple more. 1, and then the second one. And then I'm going to open that up. Really reach back till I feel my shoulder blades come together so that I can hold a glass of water between them. And then down and forward and all the way up. But although my arms are reaching up, I've kept my shoulder blades where they belong. So let's try that one more time. As your arms come back, the shoulder blades come together. As your arms come down, the shoulder blades stay down naturally. Keep them there. See if you can keep them there as you reach forward. Mine are still there. Focus on keeping those shoulder blades back and down as you lift the arms up and then bring them back. Again, keep those shoulder blades where they are as you come forward and up and back and down. Last one, keep those shoulder blades where they belong as you come forward and up and back. Now my shoulders are shoulder height. Bring your hands up onto your shoulders. So my elbows are out at shoulder height. My hands are on my shoulders. My shoulder blades are still tucked down and together. And I'm just going to add a bit of a twist. So I'm forward on my chair and I'm going to look to the right and turn to the right. And I'm just going to hold that for a little bit. And then come forward, looking forward. I'm going to turn to the left and look to the left. And I'm going to hold that. So we come forward, inhale, looking forward. Exhale and turn right. Inhale and come forward. Exhale and turn left. Inhale forward. Exhale right. Inhale forward. Exhale left. Inhale forward. Last round. Exhale right. Inhale forward. And exhale left. Inhale forward and release those arms. So they're probably tired. That was a bit of a workout for them. So let's stand. And I've got my chair off to the side, but you're going to need it. You'll see why in a minute. So standing, what would I be, about 3 feet away from that chair, I guess, something like that, I'm thinking. And I want to I'm reaching across the body to the left, reaching forward and all the way around to the right. I bring that arm down, place it on the chair, lift my right leg. So the same arm that went, I'm lifting that same leg now, bringing it out to the side and all the way around the back and looking towards that heel. So I'm looking over my left shoulder towards my right heel. And that's one full move. and then coming out of that. So now with the other arm, I'm reaching across my body and over to my right side, reaching forward with that hand, reaching, trying to get good benefit out of that, and then all the way behind me. So my whole upper body and my hips, there's a kind of a twist from the top of the head to the heels. Bringing my hand out of that, placing it on the chair, I now lift that same leg knee, bring it open to the side, keep going with that foot, placing my toes on the floor way over to the other side of my body, and then turning, looking over my right shoulder towards my left heel, and just holding that. So now we know the mechanics of the move. Come on out of that. Now let's pay attention to what's all getting stretched and reached when you do that. So first of all, anytime you cross over your body, you have to use both sides of your brain. So right away you've got a brain workout that you didn't intend. And I'm reaching until I can feel that stretch on the side. Now I'm reaching forward, so that whole side, my back, I can feel the stretch in my back. I can actually feel the stretch in my hamstrings as I reach forward. And I come all the way around, standing straight again, completely straight, and reaching behind me with my right hand, looking behind me. And I can feel that there is a stretch and a slight twist happening from my heels to the top of my head. And then bring that hand to the chair. Using the same side of your body, you lift the knee. So now we're focusing more on the lower body, and before we were focusing more on the upper body. Opening that knee to the right hand side, straightening that leg so I can bring it all the way around, across my body once more, and placing my toes down onto the left hand side of my body. And then bending left so I have this massive stretch along the entire right-hand side of my body, and I look to the heel. And then I come out of that and go to the other side. So just a marvelous head-to-toe stretch. Reaching across my body, my brain has to kick in for that. Reaching forward so that I feel that stretch all along the side. And then taking that twist, shoulder height, coming to the back, looking to the left, hanging on to that, that feels really good. Bringing that hand forward to the chair, lifting the knee, same side of the body, opening that up, straightening that leg and bringing it down and behind me to the right hand side, and then looking to the right hand side and feeling that huge body stretch. And coming out of that. So I'm going to make that all one fluid motion just so I can enjoy the feel of it. Okay? Crossing the body, having a fluid stretch all the way so that I turn and look to the back, opening up my arm, bringing that back forward to the chair, lifting the knee, opening it up, straightening that leg and bringing it all the way down to the other side of my body, and then looking and maybe even opening up that body. Coming back out of that, placing it down on the chair, taking it to the other side. Reaching across my body, stretching forward, feeling that whole stretch, coming to the back, looking back, opening up as best I can, bringing that hand forward, placing it on the chair, and then lifting the knee, opening it to the side, stretching that leg out, reaching all the way around to the back, And then even opening up that body, possibly with my arm, as I look to that side and coming forward and coming out of it. It's like such a delicious full body flow. So let's grab our weights now as we come into, this is actually wood chopper, so it's not really a yoga move, it's an exercise move. And it's really great for the obliques and for the core. It's also good for the quads because you bend those legs as you come into your squat. Remembering as you come into your squats, the knees don't come forward, the butt goes back. Okay, so that's just something to remember in the move. So I bring both hands to one side. I'm going right, it might look left to you. I come into my squat and I'm reaching down and I'm looking down. It comes across my body, once more engaging the brain. I'm bringing it all the way up. I'm following it with my eyes, straightening my knees, and coming to the opposite side of the body. And then I come back down, totally reversing that move into the squat and down to the right-hand side. And then all the way back up. We're going to do that 5 times, following it. Now, if following it with your eyes makes you dizzy, and come back down, then you can just look forward. So if I'm looking forward and I'm looking right at you and I'm bringing this up, your hands stay on the horizon and you don't get that dizzy feeling. And if you have high blood pressure, you want to keep the movement going. When you get to this high point, you do not want to stop and make it static. You just want to keep that slow movement going. And going for our last one here. I'm pretty sure that's 5 or even 6. And up and down. Now let's switch to the other side. So once again, you squat. This time you're coming on this side. And if you can, you look and you follow. If you can keep your eyes focused on your hands and not allow the background, you won't get dizzy. However, if that's not enough to prevent you from getting dizzy, then as I said, you can just look forward and bring this wood chopper up, keeping looking forward. And that will help you too. It's one of those things. Some people can do the eye movement, and some people just really cannot. And it's good to know. And I'm coming back out. And back down. Good. And then just go ahead and put that weight away. As we just quickly take that same twist we had before. So forward, our hands are in the shoulders. Open them up and turn to the right. Come back in, hands to the shoulders. Where are your shoulder blades? Are they back? Together and down, and twist to the other side. So let's add the breath. We know the movement. Here's the inhale. The exhale is a right. Inhale. The exhale is a left. Inhale. Exhale is a right. This will be the last one of those. Inhale. And exhale to the left as we finish that off. Coming forward. Bring those hands down and the feet closer together as we take chair. This is a more static move. So I'm reaching back with my butt, not forward with my knees. And your chair might look, more like that. Or you might come more forward. And then the arms come straight forward. Or if you can bring them up by your ears. And we're going to hold this for 3 breaths. So inhale. Exhale. Remember to suck in the belly and slightly tuck that tailbone. Inhale. Exhale. And if your lower back hurts at all, then you bring your hands forward instead of up. Inhale. Exhale. And the hands come down as you face forward. So we want to work a little bit on these obliques. They don't get much work. So we're just going to do a really easy kind of move. The arms come up into what I call goddess arms, and you're kind of in goddess. And you just come down to one side. Coming forward with the arms reaching straight forward. Still hanging in that squatted leg form. The hands come back and clasp together and come up overhead. Bringing those arms back into goddess arms, you now take that oblique crunch on the other side. Straighten those legs because they'll need it. And then bringing that crunch, the elbow comes forward and you cross to the knee and up. Now if that's, if you lose your balance, then one hand stays on the chair and the other one crosses over to the knee and comes up, right? You can actually face your chair for this entire move so that you have that for your support. So we'll go through that again, and if you want to, you can face your chair. I'll do it at an angle so you can see what I'm doing. And we start with legs apart, come into your squat, goddess arms, and we take our oblique crunch, we lean to the side, kind of crunching in that right hand side and opening up the left hand side. Anybody with severe spinal osteoporosis, you want to be very careful of doing this kind of thing because you're forcing your spine to bend over, and if you have osteo, that means you're rubbing those vertebrae together. But if that's not an issue, if osteo is not an issue, you can go ahead and take this oblique crunch. Then bringing those hands forward, leaning forward. You have your chair right there to help you out. Bringing the arms back, clasping the hands together and coming overhead. Coming back into goddess. Your arms are in goddess arms. Taking that crunch on the other side. Nope. Yep. Coming up, you're reaching for the star. Now you might want to have one hand on the chair as you reach across the body for that crunch and across the body for that crunch. And then we do it once more, just starting on the other side. So again, I'm in goddess. This time I take the crunch to the left hand side. And then to the right hand side. Bringing those arms forward and leaning forward. Bringing the arms back and lifting them up. You notice I'm not staying really long in any one pose at all. Coming forward, taking that crunch one more time, left side first, and then right side. By now your legs really need you to straighten up. And this time taking your cross body crunch the other way first. So I'm hanging onto the chair with one hand and doing the cross body, and then hanging onto the chair with the other hand and doing the cross body. And coming out of that. All right. So one more thing. How are we doing for time? You know what? We will actually have a seat. And go ahead and arms out to the side. Close your eyes. Inhale those arms all the way up. And then sway to the right. And all the way up. Sway to the left. All the way up. My eyes are still closed. To the right. And up. To the left. And up. Now I'm going to sway to the right. Come up. Arms at shoulder height. Turn right. forward, arms up, sway left, arms up, shoulder height, turn left. I still have my eyes closed, but you can have your eyes open. And forward, and then hands in your lap. So I just feel like I've stretched everything there is. So I'm hoping that that felt good for you and that you feel loose and flexible and nothing's too tight. I know arthritis can tighten up the joints so badly. So hopefully we've worked through a little bit of that. And I hope you have a fabulous day. If you liked the video, please subscribe and press the bell icon so you know when new ones come in, which is about once a week or so. And may your inner light shine for all to see. Namaste.